ॐ नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ॐ नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ॐ नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। नारायणं नमस्कृत्य नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जायमुदीरयेत्। नष्टप्रायेषु अभद्रेषु नित्यं भागवत सेवया भगवतीरुत्तमश्लोके भक्तिर्भवति नैष्टिकी। ॐ अज्ञानतिमिरन्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकय चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपकदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकम्। नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्त स्वामीनिति नामिने। नमस्ते सरस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्यदेशतारिणे। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभो नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्णा। रीडिंग फ्रॉम श्रीमद् भागवतम। By His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada ki jai. We are reading from Canto 4, Chapter 10, Dhruva Mahāraja's Fight with Yakṣas. So, first and foremost, Happy New Year to everyone. Today is 1st January 2026, and we resolved to meet at least for 345 days, 50 days in this year. Okay. So, which is the text, Prabhuji, going on now?
16th we have explained, Prabhuji. You have explained 16th, now 17th.
17th, yeah. One second. So, in this section, till the end of the chapter, we are in the fight that is being described between the Dhruva and Yaksha. So, text 17. Tasya te chapa nirmukta bhitva vartmani rakshasam kayan avishishu tigma girin anashayan yatha. Translation.
The sharp arrows released from the bow of Dhruva Maharaj pierce the shields and bodies of the enemy, like the thunderbolts released by the King of Heaven, which dismantle the bodies of the mountains. Hare Krishna.
So, this is the Vega or the Bana, that is Chapa Vinirmukta. So, extremely fierce warrior Dhruva was. Text 18-19. भल्लैः संचिन्यमानानां शिरोभिः चारुकुण्डलैः उरुभिः हेमतालाभैः दोर्भिर्वलयवल्गुभिः हारकेयूरमुकुटैः उष्णिशैश्च महाधनैः आस्तृतातारणभुवा रेजुवीरमनहराः. Translation.
Translation. The great sage Maitreya continued, My dear Vidura, the heads of those who were cut to pieces by the arrows of Dhruva Maharaj were decorated very beautifully with earrings and turbans. The legs of their bodies were as beautiful as golden palm trees. Their arms were decorated with golden bracelets and armlets, and on their heads there were very valuable helmets bedecked with gold. All these ornaments lying on that battlefield were very attractive and could bewilder the mind of a hero. Purport. It appears that in those days, soldiers used to go to the battlefield highly decorated with golden ornaments and with helmets and turbans, and when they were dead, the booty was taken by the enemy party. Their falling dead in battle with their many golden ornamental dresses was certainly a lucrative opportunity for the heroes on the battlefield. Hare Krishna.
So the fighting where all the Yakshas, they were extremely beautiful. Somewhere it is, previous words, it is being described, the beauty of the Yakshas. And they were highly decorated with gold and the beautiful gems. And Srila Prabhupada explains in the purport, when the heroes were laying on the battle, all these golden ornaments, like their helmets, their turbans, they were left as the booty for the winning party. So what is the reason is the reason is that, and therefore, the Praja in general was always kept at a distance from the battle. That's what we also see the battle of Kurukshetra. that they will decide a battleground. They, the party of the Kauravas and Pandavas, they decided Dharmakshetre, Kurukshetre, and the fight will happen at the battlefield, and Praja will be different from the fight. Nowadays, that is not the case. Now, what is happening is, the people directly attack on the Praja, right? And that's why the Indians stand on previous strikes that India very, very systematically constrained, chose the constraint and attacked only the terrorist camps and attacked only the military installations and not the people in general. So this is the Vedic standard of fight. But as the Kali Yuga proceeds, fights will become very, very low standard and Praja-centric. Classic example of this is Hiroshima and Nagasaki, where America, with atom bombs, they are destroying these two cities, where innocent citizens are being destroyed. So this was the Vedic standard. The Vedic standard means Praja was always out of the fight. Text 20. Hata vashishta itareranajirad yaksho raksho gana kshatraya varyasayakaihi prayo vikrunna vayava vidrudruvur mrugendra vikridita yuthapaiva. Translation.
The remaining Yakshas, who somehow or other were not killed, had their limbs cut to pieces by the arrows of the great warrior Dhruva Mahārāja. Thus they began to flee, just as the elephants flee when defeated by a lion. Hare Krishna.
Yeah. So remaining Yakshas, who were still somehow were intact, when they saw the fierce nature of Dhruva, the great warrior Dhruva, right? They began to flee, just as elephants flee when defeated by a lion. Lion is singular, elephants is plural. The powerful elephant can defeat the horde of the lions. And this powerful lion can defeat the multiple of the elephants in one go. And thus these elephants, like Yakshas, they began to flee in front of a lion like Dhruva Mahārāja. Text 21. Apashyamana tada tatainam mahamride kanchana manavottamam purim drishan didrushanapi navishat dvisham namayinam veda chikirshitam janaha. Translation.
Dhruva Mahārāja, the best of human beings, observed that in that great battlefield, not one of the opposing soldiers was left standing with proper weapons. He then desired to see the city of Alakāpurī, but he thought to himself, no one knows the plans of the mystic Yakṣas.
So suddenly Dhruva saw nobody standing in front of him in the fight. And thus, there was nobody, there was no enemy. And then he thought, let me see, how their city of Alakāpurī, because Alakāpurī is explained in many of the Vedic literatures. He desired to see the city of Alakāpurī, some sightseeing, but he knew that Namayinam Veda Chikirshitam Jana. We do not know the plans of this mystic Yakshas, and therefore he was very aware, and his fear was also going to be very true. Text 22. Iti bruvam chitraratham svasarathim yattah paresham pratiyoga shankitah shrushrava shabdam jalade varetim nabhasvato dikshu rajas anudrashat. Translation.
In the meantime, while Dhruva Mahārāja, doubtful of his mystic enemies, was talking with his charioteer, they heard a tremendous sound as if a whole ocean were there, and they found that from the sky a great dust storm was coming over them from all directions.
So while Dhruva was wondering about the mystic potencies of the Yakshas, suddenly in the meantime, Chitraratha is name of Dhruva Maharaj, whose chariot was very beautiful. He was speaking to Svasarathim, he was speaking to his own charioteer. And when this was happening, suddenly he heard a tremendous sound, as if the whole ocean was there. And he found from the sky the great dust storm coming over him in all different directions. In all the directions, he saw this dust storm. This is the illusion created by the Yakshas. And he was thinking about it, and suddenly it happened like this. Text 23. क्षणेन आच्छादितं व्योम घनानीकेन सर्वतः विस्फुरत् तडितादिक्षु त्रासयत् स्तनयुन्स्नुताः. Translation?
Translation: Within a moment, the whole sky was overcast with dense clouds, and severe thundering was heard. There was glittering electric lightning and severe rainfall.
So within the moment, the whole sky was overcast with dense cloud. So he was alone in the battlefield, talking to his Sarathi, thinking about visiting Alakāpurī, and suddenly all these manifestations there. Severe thundering were heard, and glittering electric lightning, and the severe rainfall. So all of this happening suddenly. Text 24. ववृषोरुधिरपोघौ अस्रक्पूय विटमृतमेधसः निपेतु गगनादस्य कबन्धानि अग्रतानघ. Translation?
My dear faultless Vidura, in that rainfall there was blood, mucus, pus, stool, urine, and marrow falling heavily before Dhruva Maharaj, and there were trunks of bodies falling from the sky.
So when it was a rainfall, what was raining? Oh, Anagha. Anagha is a faultless Vidura. Maitreya is saying, oh, faultless Vidura. In that rainfall, there was blood. Just imagine, blood as the rain. Torrential blood, mucus, pus, stool, urine, marrow, all these saptadhatus, falling heavily before Dhruva Maharaj. There were trunks of the bodies falling from the sky. So Kadambani, Kadamdhani. So this is how the great illusion was created by the Yakshas. Text 25. ततके अदृशगिरि निपेतुः सर्वदिशां गदापरीघनिश्चिस्त्रं मुसलास्माश्मवर्षिणः. Translation?
Next, a great mountain was visible in the sky, and from all directions hailstones fell, along with lances, clubs, swords, iron bludgeons, and great pieces of stone.
So, while all this ocean of dust storm, raining of blood, mucus, pus, stool, urine, marrow, different bodily parts were falling, cut hands, cut legs, cut heads, they're falling like the torrential rains from the sky. Dhruva, he could also see the great mountain was visible in the sky, and from all directions there the hailstones fell, along with now different weapons began to fall, lances, clubs, swords, and different pieces of the big huge boulders, the pieces of the stone, they were falling from the sky on Dhruva. Text 26. अहयो वशनि निश्वासा वमन्तोऽग्निं रुषाक्षिभिः Abhyadhavan gajamatta simhavyagra cha yuthashah. Translation?
Translation: Dhruva Maharaj also saw many big serpents with angry eyes vomiting forth fire and coming to devour him, along with groups of mad elephants, lions, and tigers. Hare Krishna.
Yeah. Simultaneously, Dhruva saw huge angry elephants with angry eyes vomiting fire and coming to devour him, along with the groups of the mad elephants, lions, and the tigers. So, obnoxious substances are being rainfalled on Dhruva. There is a huge mountain. There are boulders falling. There are weapons, bodily parts, pus, mucus, stool. There was a hailstorm, and different animals. They approached from all different directions on Dhruva, and this was the ferocious scene that was being created on the battlefield. Text 27. समुद्र उर्मिभिर्भीमा प्लावयन् सर्वतो भुवम् आसजात् महाद्वाह कल्पान्त इव भीषणः. Translation.
Then, as if it were the time of the dissolution of the whole world, the fierce sea, with foaming waves and great roaring sounds, came forward before him.
Yeah. And this is to be less, just like the Pralaya Kal, there was a fierce sea with the foaming waves and the great roaring sounds came forward before him. The sea also appeared to devour Dhruva Maharaj. Text 29. Dhruve prayuktam asuraihi tam mayamati dustaram nishamya tasya munayah shamam shasan samagatah. Translation.
The demon Yakshas are by nature very heinous, and by their demoniac power of illusion, they can create many strange phenomena to frighten one who is less intelligent. Hare Krishna.
Oh. This is text 20.
Yeah, Guruji, this is 28.
Yeah, text 28. Yeah, sorry. So text 28. I did not read text 28. एवं विधानि अनेकानि त्रासनानि अमनस्विनाम् सुसृजोतिग्मगतया आसुर्या माययासुराः. So here, text 28. There was the demon Yakshas are by nature very heinous, and their demoniac power of illusion, they can create many strange phenomena to frighten one who is less intelligent. And then we read this. When the great sages heard that Dhruva Maharaj was overpowered by the illusory tricks of the demons, they immediately assembled to offer him the auspicious encouragement. Right. So, and all this illusion, now, it is one thing to read and it's another thing to, watch in the movie, and it's third thing to really face and experience and part of it before knowing, any hint about it. So Dhruva Maharaj was overpowered by these illusory tricks. And when the great sages, they heard about this, they all immediately assembled and offered him very auspicious encouragement. And then comes very celebrated verse of Śrīmad Bhāgavatam. This is where we had begun our Dhruva Charitra. Right, so we'll recite this. Very beautiful verse this is. Munaya urchuhu
Munaya Puchuhu
Auttana pada bhagavan stava sharangadhanva Deva kshinotu amanataartihara vipakshan यन्नामधेयभिधाय निशम्य चाद्वा लोकोञ्जसा तरति दुस्तरमङ्गमृत्युम् Recite one more time. Munaya urchuhu औत्तानपाद भगवान् स्तव शारङ्गधन्वा देवक्षिणोतु अवनतार्ति हर विपक्षान् यन्नामधेय विधाय निशम्य चाद्वा लोकोञ्जसा तरति दुस्तरमङ्गमृत्युम् Translation.
All the sages said, Dear Dhruva, O son of King Uttanapad, may the Supreme Personality of Godhead, known as Sharangdhanva, who relieves the distresses of his devotees, kill all your threatening enemies. The holy name of the Lord is as powerful as Lord himself. Therefore, simply by chanting and hearing the holy name of the Lord, many men can be fully protected from fierce death without difficulty. Thus a devotee is said. Purport. The great rishis approached Dhruva Maharaj at a time when his mind was very perplexed due to the magical feats exhibited by the Yakshas. A devotee is always protected by the Supreme Personality of Godhead. By his inspiration only, the sages came to encourage Dhruva Maharaj and assure him that there was no danger because he was a soul fully surrendered to the Supreme Lord. By the grace of the Lord, if a devotee at the time of death can simply chant his holy name Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, simply by chanting this Mahamantra, he immediately surpasses the great ocean of material sky and enters the spiritual sky. He never has to come back to repetition of birth and death. Simply by chanting the holy name of the Lord, one can surpass the ocean of death. So Dhruva Maharaj was certainly able to surpass the illusory magical feats of the Yakshas, which for the time being disturbed his mind. Thus in the Bhaktivedanta purports of the 4th canto, 10th chapter of the Śrīmad Bhāgavatam, entitled Dhruva Mahāraja's Fight with the Yakshas.
Munaya urchuhu. All the sages said. Uttanapada. So this is, O son of King Uttanapad, may the Supreme Personality of Godhead, known as Sharanga who relieves the distress of his devotee, kill your threatening enemies. And then, Yannamadeya abhidhaya nishamya chadha. The holy name of the Lord is so powerful as the Lord himself. Therefore, simply by chanting and hearing the holy name of the Lord, many men can be fully protected from the fierce death without difficulty. And thus a devotee is always saved. Oh, Anga is also name of Dhruva, Anga Mrityum, Dustarajam, Anga Mrityum. In the purport, Srila Prabhupada explains that the great rishis, when they heard the difficulty of Dhruva Maharaj, they approached Dhruva when he was very perplexed in his mind due to the magical feats by Yakshas. So they were all illusion created by Yaksha, but sometimes the illusion is enough to bewilder us. And therefore, we should, Prabhupada writes here, therefore, one should always take shelter of the holy names of the Supreme Lord. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. So during this life, there will be many instances where things will appear like, end of the end of the game. Sometimes things just go haywire. Sometimes, nothing is working. No plan is as per our plan. So one thing is we have to approach the munis. It is very important. Muniya urchu. One should be always in the association of the devotees. And one of the best association of the devotees is morning program in the temple. One should come for the morning program at least once a week, at least on Sunday. The Sunday morning temple program is so essential. We have seen devotees, they keep distance from the temple. Then naturally, when the iron keep distance from the fire, what happens? The iron, uh, the heat of the iron reduces, and iron then behaves more like iron than the fire. So when we are in the association of the devotees, and especially the morning program, especially on the Sunday, when we are, whenever we can, people have different life, people have different schedules. Somebody has third shift, somebody has second shift. So, here the one who manages entire this uploading and everything, Tapan Prabhu, he has third shift. So, by the time he comes home, morning program is over. So he attends evening program in the temple. Association of the devotees in the temple and we being in the temple is extremely important. Sometimes people feel that, no, Prabhuji, I'm not in a good standing. How can I show my face? This is another trick of Maya. Just like the Yakshas creating illusion, this is another illusion. It is like patient saying, I'm so sick. How can I, last time I went to doctor, he gave me some prescription. I did not follow the prescription. I have become sicker, more sick now. Now how I can go? The doctor will shout. Shout is okay. But we need more the association there than otherwise. Right? And therefore, one should always be approaching munis. What are the munis? Munis means the senior devotees, and always in the association of the devotees. And this is the primary reason, right? Why we stay near temple, why Srila Prabhupada has constructed so many temples, is to facilitate devotional exchanges between the devotees. So here the munis, they approached. Another thing Prabhupada says, this is during one's life. And there could be many instances. Sometimes, life becomes so heavy that we are unable to chant our rounds. I remember, the first time my MTech thesis was going on, and the last, that day was like 25th September night, 12 o'clock, 11:59. I was supposed to submit the thesis. And as it went on and on and on, I was whole day working, continuously, like 22 hours I was working. And there was no time to chant also, 16 rounds. It takes 2 hours properly, 2 hours, 15 minutes to chant 16 rounds. And it went on and then at 11:55, finally I submitted the thesis and realized that 16 rounds are remaining. And then I chanted my 16 rounds of that day. And then, of course, the next day started. Then I chanted my other day's round also. So straight 32 rounds, and went to Radhesham Prabhu and told him that, Prabhuji, I could not chant my rounds yesterday, but I have chanted yesterday's and today's rounds today. My chanting is over. And then he said, hey, what happened? Radhesham Prabhu's typical style. And then I told him that, Prabhuji, this is submission was there on head, and it was last minute, so many corrections from the guide and other things. Point is that one should never hesitate to come to temple. One should never hesitate the association of senior devotees. Right? This is during this life. Otherwise, people generally, what happens? I know such a wonderful devotee. Right? Of course, needless to say that he is from another planet, not India, America, or any other place. Because even when we change the context, the devotees are so diverse that the change the context will match with somebody. Okay, so we are not talking about any human being on the earthly planet. Wonderful personality, simply got bewildered because of staying away from devotees. Just to tell him that, Prabhuji, at least come to Pune. You have time to go to so many different places. And such a wonderful devotee, such a wonderful family. Simply by not associating with the devotees, just ruined his life. Ruined his life. So one should never hesitate to associate with devotees. And as a devotee, we should also be very considerate and kind, compassionate people. Right? If we can be anything, we should be kind to people. His Holiness Mahavishnu Goswami Maharaj, he used to tell people, when he had come to Pune, he used to tell us that, when people come to temple, Don't think that, they are in Maya and now they are coming to Krishna. People, they have so many problems in their life. Artha, artho jitnyasur artharthi, but most of the people in Kali Yuga are artha, distressed outside. And they are coming to temple to take shelter of the Supreme Lord. Don't harass them with your philosophy. Just have a very pleasing behavior with them, hear from them, try to assist them, try to attract them to Krishna, then beat them away from Maya. So Maharaj used to tell very nicely. And then finally, there is death. Death, there are going to be different illusions created for all of us. Right? All this we are seeing, there is a shower of the mucus, blood, angry animals coming. Then there are, the weapons, different weapons coming. So the moment of the death is considered as the most horrific moment. And this is explained in Garuda Puran, that when the death is approaching. So that time we have to take the shelter of the names of the Supreme Lord. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Prabhupada says, this is why we are giving you initiation, because at the time of death, even if you remember your own name, you will go back to Godhead. Like if you remember Mukunda, if I may remember my own name and remember chanting of Hare Krishna that we are practicing every day 2 hours, we will go back to Godhead. So Prabhupada describes here, by the grace of the Lord, if a devotee at the time of death can simply chant his holy names, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, he will immediately surpass the great material sky, which is filled of so much of illusions, as the illusion created by the Yakṣas, and he will enter the spiritual sky. And yad gatvana nivartante, he doesn't have to come back. So the mind may be very perplexed due to the magical feats, but we are always protected by the Supreme Lord, especially through his holy names. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. So we will conclude here and continue tomorrow. Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Gaura Bhakta Vrinda ki jai. Thank you, Prabhupada. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you,
Jai.
Prabhupada.
Thank you, Prabhupada. Hare Krishna.
Happy New Year to
Thank
everyone.
you, Prabhuji. Thank you, everyone. Hare Krishna.